So today I'm going to be taking you through how I make Nigerian fish sauce. In this Nigerian fish sauce, we will be using all of these ingredients right here. I'm going to walk you through these ingredients, and then we would need the star of the show is mackerel fish, right? Because mackerel is delicious. It's high in omega and fatty, what do you call it? In good fats. It's high in good fats. I'll put the rest of the information in the description below. That's the star of the show. We will need onions. We need some red onions. You don't have to use red onions. You can use any type of onion. This is a whole half of a large red onion. And we will need my special paste. Now, I will go through how I also make this paste in another video, but I always have this paste in the fridge at all times because I basically use it a lot when I'm cooking Nigerian food. We also have crayfish. So this is 2 teaspoons of crayfish. We have the stock cubes that we would need. We have 2 here. Now this is half a cup of vegetable oil, and then we have a quarter cup or half a quarter cup, 1/8 cup of palm oil, because that gives it that rich Nigerian sauce flavor. I always use Himalayan salt. So this is the Sam's Club brand. You can get it from Sam's Club. And then we have also another star of the show, one of my spices. This is an all-purpose spice, so you can use it in basically anything that you're doing in your kitchen. So we would be using some of this as well. So right now, the first step is the fish has been rinsed. I always clean my fish with lime. So I used half a lime to clean out the fish, so it's nice and ready to go. So what we need to do next is add the fish to the medium saucepan. We have some pink salt, like half a teaspoon. We're gonna be adding some of the all-purpose seasoning. So like 1/8 of a teaspoon right there. You close it back. We're going to be needing it later. And then we add just a little bit of water, because we're basically going to be steaming this. So I have here not up to a cup of water. So we need that to just steam the fish for about 20 minutes. The more water you put, the longer it's going to take to cook. So you don't want that much water. So now we have everything in the pot and it's ready to go. So we're going to put it on medium high for 20. So we're going to start with the palm oil, and we want the low heat. So we're going to start with the palm oil. So this is the vegetable oil. So a lot of people do this to check if it's hot enough. So if it comes back right to the top, that means it's hot enough. Right now it's slowly coming up, so we'll give you a few more minutes. We can turn up the heat. We can add the onions to it, because you can see right here. You can see the 2 pieces of onions that I put in there sizzling away. So now you know it's the right time to add the onions. So we're going to add the onions. you give this a few minutes, let it do its magic. You want to fry it to the point where it's translucent, slightly charred, like burnt, but not really burnt. So kind of brown. That's what you're looking for. Now you have some magic happening here, right? So if you don't know how to cook, this is basic principles of cooking most dishes in every culture. Like if you're cooking American Southern meal, they usually fry the onions first, depending on what they're doing. If you're cooking an Asian meal, they definitely fry down the onions. African food, you definitely fry down the onions. So this is like basic knowledge 101 of cooking any stew in any ethnic or cultural background. You fry down the onions to infuse the oil and to get the aromas going for what you're about to do. So now we can add a little bit of the crayfish. Yes, like half of the crayfish going in. And you can, well, you're not here, you can't smell it, but I can smell it. It smells glorious. Alright, so we're going to add the pepper paste. Now, like I said, I would show you how to make this, but it's basically onions, tomatoes, a little bit of garlic, red cap pepper, habanero pepper. That's like the four amigos for most Nigerian food. Now you don't want to cook it on high heat, although that will speed it up. But when you cook with high heat, sometimes you don't get the true flavor of the meal. So I try not to do high heat for most of my food, so I can get complete flavor when I'm cooking. Now because that sauce has already been pre-cooked, it won't take too long for it to saute with the onions and everything else. So you can see we don't have any more of the white onions. Like most of the onions have been cooked down now. Alright, so you can see kind of grainy. It's got chunks, like you can see chunks of pepper, and that's what we want. So we're gonna add the bouillon stock cube, and I usually leave it in there so it will kind of melt. We can now add some more of the general purpose seasoning. So this is half a teaspoon. You don't need more than that. You add some salt. So I'm mashing down the stock cube, because you don't want a chunk of stock cube in your food, right? So you mash it down. And you can smell all of the aromas coming from the seasoning and the onions, the peppers, the garlic, the thyme, the curry powder. So at this point you want to reduce the heat and add the remaining crayfish. 6 minutes left on the fish. Let's just check. Now, I think it's done because the water is gone completely. It's just a tiny little bit of water. And then we can take it off. Now, some people will take this out and start removing the bones. No, I don't do that. I want the bones. I want everything inside the fish. We're not wasting anything. And the sauce from the fish. So we have the stock from the fish, everything is in there. So So now we're practically just breaking it through. There we go. So you just break it up into chunks. It's looking beautiful. So we give it about 5 more minutes and let it cook just a little bit more. So when you see the oil surfacing to the top, that's when you know it's ready. So we give it about 5-10 minutes. Turn down the heat so it doesn't burn. In the meantime, let's clean up. Moment of truth. You see that? Now see all the oil at the top. I'm going to plate it so you can see what it looks like. So you can see all the chunks of fish. It's not completely broken down. So with this, the magic with this is you can eat it with virtually anything. Anything at all. Anything. It looks good, right? It looks good. So let's turn off the heat. So like I said, it was just 5 minutes. You can see there's still 5 minutes left on the timer. So we can cancel that out. Alright. So you can have it with rice. You can have it with plantain. You can have it with yam. You can have it